Hello there and welcome to my YouTube video. Today we're going to be speaking about range, pitch and understanding these vital attributes. So what I really wanted to start speaking to you about was understanding of your own voice, understanding of its capabilities, its strengths and weaknesses, and also what can be worked on, what you can create with your own voice, and understanding what really works for you. Okay, so understanding the qualities of your own voice, understanding that takes a while. Don't think that you're going to learn how to sing overnight, or that you're going to be the next Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey in a few days. But with persistence, with hard work and investing time and energy into making your voice better, you will find that the results will come in due course. Now, when we look at the qualities and really look at the different aspects of the voice, all our voices are unique, we all sound different, and the whole purpose of this is to find your own voice. So when you're singing, you don't sound like anybody else, you just sound like yourself, and all your experiences, all your own personality is put into your own voice when you're singing, so that it's unique, it's one of a kind. And the main thing is also to have good technique. So as I previously said before, you can't have good technique without having good breathing technique. So yeah, that's number one. If there's anything that you want to start with good breathing technique. Then understanding, having a self-awareness of your own voice. Another way to understand your own voice is really to buy and invest in a recorder. Whether it's a low quality recorder or a really high tech recorder, it's an excellent thing. I've invested in a recorder here, which you can see. This is the Handy Recorder H4N Zoom. It's a very, very good recorder. It picks up a lot of the sounds, which a lot of my music and my voice, which I haven't heard in such close detail, and I can then really refine areas which I think need adjusting and need improvement. And trust me, with singing and with music, there's always areas of improvement which can be done on a daily basis. So never think that you're quite there yet. So when you want to creating your own voice, creating your own music, use your own influences around you. You may have gone to university to study music. If that's the case, then build upon what you've learned from history, from your teachers, and be creative, and then find your own way. Don't just rely on the old way of doing things, but try and do things for yourself as well. And I think that's vital in terms of moving music forward around the world. Do what works for you. Whatever works for you and whatever you feel comfortable with, especially within musical terms, then that's good. And I always say that there's always a good technique in doing things and doing it right. So building upon the foundations of what was before, but always trying to push the limits and break any frontiers with that. And also having a self-awareness. When you're performing on stage, you need to know yourself. You need to know exactly what type of message you want to get across, and really understand exactly what that message is and what you're trying to pursue in that. Okay. Now, we break it down a bit further, I'm going to take you into some musical terms. There are 4 different types of voices within the human vocal range, but there are also subcategories as well. But to make it really simple for you guys and for you to understand exactly what I'm saying, I'll keep it simple. Okay, so starting from the foundation, starting from the bottom, it is the bass. Okay, so with the bass, in terms of the ranges which they can reach, from middle C and 3 notes above that, so going to the E, that's the highest note which they can reach. And then 2 octaves down, they go down all the way down to the low E, which is the lowest note which they can reach. In terms of a tenor, from the middle C and then 6 notes above to the A, that's the highest note which they can reach, and then the lowest note is 1 octave below middle C, so that's going to low C. Okay, and those 2 voices, which is tenor and bass, they're the 2 male voices. But then you've got subcategories, you know, basso, profundo. You know, you've got different types of tenors, lyrical tenors, and so on and so forth. But as I said, I won't go into too much detail with those. So moving forward, we've got the 2 women's voices. The lower one of those ones is alto. With alto, in terms of the highest note which they can reach, is an octave and 1 note above middle C, so that's on a D, so that's a high D. And then the lowest note they can go down to is 4 notes below middle C, which is an F. Next is soprano. Okay, they start from middle C, and then they can go up 2 octaves all the way up to C. So there you can see we've got a really vast contrast of voices there, and different ranges. And really, you know, you'll find that you might not fit, you know, very neatly within those frames. So example, for myself, I am more of a baritone, so I'm right in between a tenor and a bass. So, you know, I have to find my own way, and there's notes which I can reach quite comfortably, and there's notes which I can't. But, you know, I'm always trying to push forward the barriers of my range. Really, what I wanted you to understand is that you can push forward your range. It's something that can be done. You can learn new different types of vocal skills as well, such as for the men, learning maybe to sing at times in falsetto or different tones, which would allow variation within music. But really, you know, those are some of the qualities which you need to have when understanding your voice, understanding how to perform correctly, and really just getting to grips with yourself, and with how to improve your voice at all times. And I wanted to say thank you very much for listening, and I hope this has been helpful.